Hello, hello, hello. Still in Alabama. Right now I'm at the Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo, Alabama. And I'm just walking around, seeing the place. I didn't get to do that last time. I just stayed in one area and took video and pictures. So now I'm just walking along some of these trails. See that behind me? There's a columbarium back there, straight back behind me. And just trying to find a good position to get the sun in the right direction. But anyway, so yeah, I was here 8 years ago, and wanted to come back here today because I'm done with my job. I will be headed home in the morning back to Dallas. Just under a 2-hour flight from Birmingham to Dallas on a nonstop flight. So, so this is a fairly new cemetery, national cemetery. Actually, it was developed in 2011, and it's a 200 or 479, acre plot of land, and 54 acres of which are developed for use. It's a pretty tree back there. Turn the right way. Turn the right way. Anyway, 54 acres of that 479 are being used at present. So they got a lot. This is going to be in use for a long time. I'm taking a long time before it even gets close to being full. And hopefully it never is full, right? We don't want any more wars. Oh, man. Dude's making noise. Must be military helicopters. Anyway, I mean, it's young enough that there are no notable persons that are listed under the website for this national cemetery. Like if you go looking at any of the national cemeteries, you look at their website, the older ones are going to have notable persons listed there. And to me, they're all notable, but I understand that they want to list presidents and war heroes and notable persons that made history and made headlines or whatever. They want to separate those. So to me, though, anybody serves your country, especially those who died in service of the country, that's notable. You can't do anything more notable than that, right? So anyway, just wanted to take a walk through these trees back towards, there's a scenic overlook up ahead, and it's pretty. This is where I played last time and where I took pictures when I was here before. It was later in the day than it is now. So I got done early with the job this morning before lunch, and then I was out of there and back on this side of town over here in the Birmingham area. But Montevallo is where this is at. I mean, Montevallo's been here since 1816 or 1817, so it's been here a while. It played a part in Civil War. I had a family member that came up out of the Montevallo area on the McGuire side. That was they rode up out of this area, out of Montevallo, riding towards Atlanta to position himself and whatever troops he was with to engage in the campaign, the war in Atlanta near the end of the Civil War, when Sherman rode down, and when Sherman's march to the sea, this was part of it. This is one of the last wars on Southern soil, one of the last Southern Civil War engagements down in Southern soil was when it came down to Atlanta, and that was the last big push for the Confederacy to try to earn its independence. But So he was riding from Montevallo up to there, and Alabama boy, I guess, back in that day. But anyway, you can see. Oh, you can't see because you're looking at me. I'll turn around here in a minute so you can see here. Let's turn around. You can see that back there behind me. They're back there working, mowing. You can definitely tell it's the fall months here because these trees are all turning colors. Yeah, man. Anyway, so I'm gonna set up and play here. There's somebody else was playing taps here just a little bit ago, and there was a funeral going on. It's already over, but it was going on really like this direction behind me. It was over them trees. They have a shelter that they were using back there, and they had a horse-drawn carriage, I guess a caisson. It was carrying the casket from that building back there, right? I guess that's in the video. That building right back there, and carried it all through here where I'm turning, past all of that, and then back to that shelter that was back beyond these trees where you can't see. Anyway, that was cool. I got a picture of the horse-drawn carriage, caisson, after it had already finished up over at the shelter, and it was riding back. It rode past where I was standing, and I took a picture, so I want to put that up. That was really cool. But while it was over there, like when I first got here, and that funeral procession went that way, a bugler started playing. And always listen, because a lot of times the national cemeteries, and a lot of times even when they have a military unit that's coming out and presenting the colors and the honors, and they're folding the flag and presenting it to the family, they'll always provide a bugler. But 99% of the time, it is not a real bugler. It's even the military, it's a real bugle. It is a real bugle, but what they've got is a device in the end, in the bell, and it's just attached in there somehow, and they hit one of the valves or pistons on the, well, I guess if it's a bugle, they're not going to have pistons, but there's a button there that they push anyway, and it's a recording. It plays out the speaker on that device, and it's usually not loud enough for, I wouldn't have been able to hear it, I don't think, all the way over here, because it's not that loud. It just sounds loud enough for persons that are standing right there at the funeral service at graveside. But this was loud still. The national cemeteries, like in DFW National Cemetery, they offer, at the shelter, they have bullhorns that are mounted up on parts of the shelter, or up on like a pole, and if the military doesn't bring a bugle out or whatever, they'll hit a button and they'll play it right over the big speaker, and that's loud enough that you can hear it all over the national cemetery. So I was listening to see if that was the recorded version of taps, or if it was a real bugler, and I believe it was a real bugler. And I say that because he wasn't playing it correctly. I didn't hear him miss any notes, but he wasn't playing it correctly, and that's there is a correct way to play it, and then most people that hear it won't know that. If you don't know what the way that it's supposed to sound, what a quarter note is, or a half note, or whatever, if you don't know all that about, music, because that's where they miss it. So that part in taps where it goes da 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 da, that part right there, if you don't play it, people that don't play it correctly play it da da dum dum da dum dum da dum. If you're playing it incorrectly, you play it that way, and that is the incorrect way to play it. But again, that's, to me, that's being a little petty, because the bottom line is you want to honor the family members, and most of them don't know the difference. So just as long as you're putting forth a good faith effort and you're trying, it's good enough. But that was the only way I could tell it's not the recording. That's actually somebody over there playing it. He's playing it incorrectly, but that's okay. It sounded good otherwise. So anyway, that's me just talking trash. I'm trash talking, you know. All right. So one more night in old Alabama. One more night. All right, we're walking back up here to this scenic, what they're calling a scenic overlook. And we're going to set up. I'm going to have to compete with the guy down here mowing. That's going to suck. Oh well. All right. May wait for just. He's got a lot of mowing to do. No, I can't wait for this thing. He's a busy man. He got to do his job. Do your job. You want to get paid? Do your job. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Y'all a little close. Why don't you back off a little bit? There you go. Thank you. Back there. You're in my bubble. Be in my bubble. All right. You might go up to the, maybe go up there to the flagpole. It puts me a little further away from him. That's what it looks like up here on this scenic overlook. Actually, you can go up a little higher, which is what I'm gonna do. All right. I'm getting my steps in. I'm getting my steps in today. Too much standing around. The job I got. No, I like it. Love my job. I can finally say that after a decade or more. I damn sure didn't like the last one. So, and I'll bite my tongue there. I could say a lot, and I'm not going to. All right. Yeah. Now I just got to figure out somewhere to set this bugle up, or this camera up, so it's capturing. I just hate the position of the sun. Dadgummit. So I want to get me with all the headstones, the lower part of the cemetery in view here. That's what I did last time. So we'll do it again. All right. I'm gonna close this down for now, and then the next video is just gonna be taps at Montevallo, Alabama National Cemetery.